okay. If you can't, just give me a shout, and I will translate. My accent's about as good as my geography. We booked into the Marriott last night in Durham. So I thought it was like 5 miles from here. We went into the sat-nav this morning and it's like 86 miles. Good, really? Anyhow, great little things you pick up at these trainings. Thanks for a great tip there, everybody. I'm phoning them back. You should, so just checking you don't want to join. But a great tip, right? What a great tip. Anyhow, this seemingly is me at the conference, as I was saying to Peter. But how much people was at the conference? Does anyone remember my music when I go on? AC/DC. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. I'm standing back there. You know, it's a long way to the front if you want to rock and roll, let me tell you. Anyhow, this is all about going and finding a real unit. You'll see there's a fair bit of overlap in the speakers today. But you know, we're all in the same business, so there's got to be. Let me ask you a question right now. Are you where you want to be within the business? When Mr. Paycheck comes at the end of the month, are you happy with him? This is why we've got such a lot of people here on a Sunday afternoon, right? To go and find the real person who produces that money you're happy with. So, you've got a choice. You can stick with the devil you know, or we can move on. As Mike said, you need a why. Well, I've got a quip in front of us. So with my quip and Mike Bibby's why, we can move forward, right? Now, this, everybody says it, but it's so important for you, because why have you taken the time out today? Why are you sitting here today? Let's not waste it. Okay? I believe in this business that whatever your why can be, this will produce it. And you know what? Once you get at a level, it's a privilege to be working this business on a full-time basis, because you choose your hours. What better is there than that, really? Without the boss, and you've got to get up and fight traffic in the mornings and all that kind of stuff. So is your why strong enough to have the daily discipline that will push your business forward? So when Mr. Paycheck comes at the end of the month, you don't look at it and say, is this all I'm worth? Because Mr. Paycheck tells the truth, right? Great guy. See, my why was massive. I didn't want to go back there again. Would you? Somebody once said, oh, it looks so much fun. I should try it nearly every day for 15 years. You know? And I didn't want to do that again. And I certainly didn't want to do that again. Or that. But in these days, you know, in days like that, I used to have my dream. A lot of the time, I used to fish off the west coast of Scotland. 110 mile west of a place called Malay, or Malay, however you want to pronounce it, which was also 115 miles north of the northernmost point of Ireland. Not the best place to go for a picnic. But let me tell you, in days like that, a lot of the times we used to catch the Concorde coming up the coast, banking away west, and then you just hear bang as it went through the sound barrier. A couple of minutes later, you would hear it again as it went through the sound barrier. And you know what? Sitting on my little fishing boat, I thought, one day, I'm going to be on a plane with Hazel. Quite complicated. A gold instructor will earn between 12 and 15 grand a year, plus get the minimum, the trip it'll be announced at Bolton. So how do we get there? How do we get to become a gold instructor? Well, let's just say, you need £250 a week, and you know what? If you do it your first week, fantastic. If you do it your first week, that's a bonus. Okay? So, where are we? So, what did you do in your first week, you know?
Well, you made 87 pounds, so it was really low.
You see what I'm saying, guys? 87 pounds is in orders.
No, my profit.
Profit, that is massive. But it doesn't matter if you get 2 orders valuing £10 in your first week. See, when you start, if this is your new prospect, when they come in my opinion, it's only my opinion, guys, right? You know the most important thing? And they've beaten them to death to try and get them to the 10 grand a month or 5 grand or 2 grand or whatever. The most important thing that they take to the table is the contacts. And what do we do in Kleeneze? Because it is so retail friendly, we've battered them to death to make sure they get it up to £500 a week, right? Why do we do that? But the most important thing they bring is their contacts. Let me show you. If they do that, and if they'll earn 210 or 21, and then they'll get a wee bonus, 270. So let me just show you. That is for the 4 weeks, okay? But what you've got to teach them is the power that every one of us has got in the palm of our hands today, right now. Let's just see this. Take a look at your contacts, your friends. Your contact, your friends. Let's take a look at their income brackets, okay? Now, let's say you've got a few returning £500,000 a year. Probably they wouldn't be interested, but yeah, you know that. Okay? Let's say you've got a few earning 12 grand a year. And a few earning 17, a few earning 35, and a wee bit less earning 50. Okay? Do you know, by just helping them do this little exercise here, which in the third month will take about 5, 6, maybe 7 hours a week. In the third month, of course the first 2 it's a bit longer. Just by doing £1,000 a month, you have got the power to offer them about 12 grand, 29% pay increase. 20, then and so on. Do you know that? That is how simple it is. If you're going to meet some friends earning 12 to 17 grand, all you need to say to them, hey, would you like for 5 to 7 hours a week? Is that powerful or what? 5 to 7 hours a week. How powerful is that, guys? So guess what you need to do right now is as quick as you can, write down 3, 4 names that could use a 29% increase. Write them down as quick as you can. Okay? As Mike says, I hope you're taking notes of your bloody good memory. By the way, I think I've got a full exercise in how does it all work? How can it work for you? Or book an MLM. This full exercise. Wow, how cool is that? Just in case you miss anything. It's at the back. So, so let's just say, no, let me just go back for those who aren't taking notes. Just get 2 or 3 or maybe 4 names of people earning 17 grand each a year. 2 or 3 or 4 names that's earning 17 grand a year. Maybe you know a couple of people, a few folk that's earning 35 grand a year, and maybe you've got 1 or 2 with 50. Write their names down. Okay? Write their names down. It's important you commit us to bear that. I've got a guy just who says, John, it's such a massive list. It's going to take me a week to write it. I said, look, what I do is write down 15, let's work in them, and when we're not working in them, you'll be writing out the rest of them. Does that make sense? You know the most powerful thing in this business is TNT. Now I don't mean dynamite, I mean today, not tomorrow. Do it that much, instead of earning your £270, you're now earning £510. With a new incentive, they're holding over 600, so they get 250 free catalogues, but guess what you get? £50 a head bonus. How much does it cost to join? £350, £349.99, right? So if you do that fast, you join for free. It's like rocket science, or this is great. It's simple stuff, guys, that's it. And what I say to them is, look, best way to build this business, the most exciting way, is let's get these three people in place before your catalogs get here. And you know what? I have one word about e-shop today. I believe that through time, that e-shop will overtake the catalogue. Then next week, then next month, then next year, but through time, the e-shop will overtake the catalogue. And we've got to stay at the forefront. Hazel does an absolutely brilliant training on it, by the way. Let me just mention this. I think she's left. My wife, we've been married for 31 years. And we've had a lot of fun, and we've travelled the world, and we've done great things, and we've spent £1 million in racing cars and go-karts for my son. And we've had some great times. But women kind of change, guys, have you noticed? When they get an age, wow, they don't think what's going on in here. They're too hot, they're too cold. Or it can even get to the stage that they're freezing, but their head's roasting. My gosh, it was in the pub last Saturday night. I'm standing here in a wee vodka like this, and she says, oh, by the way, I'm climbing Ben Nevis. What? I'm climbing Ben Nevis. You know how high it is? Yeah? I'm doing it at midnight. Not much of this in my hand. Absolutely brilliant. It's maybe one for exercise. She's climbing Ben Nevis for the aid of Alzheimer's, which is absolutely brilliant, okay? So well done, Shane. Right, listen. I believe you can donate to the charity site Just Giving. If you want the details, and even a pound will be good. If you want the details, that's how it then. So, in your first 30 days, you're earning 686 by getting 3 people involved and doing a little bit. We shouldn't forget the concept that network marketing is the concept that a lot of people doing a little. Now, I take my hat off to Soho. It's fantastic and such an inspiration. Absolutely brilliant. And big retailers, and that's what this business can offer. But you know what, guys? You want to build a residual income? That's the way. If you want to take some time with and get paid, that's the way. So for there, we need to work with them and help them get to gold. A gold turns over in excess of £9,000. How do you do that? You need 12 to 15 people, because a couple of them will do hee-haw. A couple of them will do nothing, right? We'll never understand that, but that's life, that's the way it is. So, 12 to 15 people. At that level, you will earn between 12 to 15 grand a year. With 12 to 15 active people, do you know how many people that would take in any other MLN to earn 12, 15,000 a year? It would take hundreds. And hundreds of people. But in Kleeneze we can do for 12 to 15. Wow, 12 to 15. How do you get 12 to 15 quick? How do you get 12 to 15 quick? You find 4 or 5 or maybe 6 and help them with 2 or 3. Oh, the rocket science that's coming out of me the day is amazing. And then, for their own end, it's about building gold distributors. How long does it take to become a gold distributor? How much people did it in say, in 12 months? Short hands? 12 months? Few, right? How much people did it in 2 years? A few. How much people did it in 3 years? A few. So it takes as long as you want, basically. It took us 3 weeks. I didn't say that to boast. I say that because we had to get on the Marksman Commission. If we was going to do these catalogues, we needed to get something. We needed to get the full whack, right? But we didn't get gold distributor by doing it ourselves. We built a team. Does that make sense? So then it's about helping other people, inspiring other people to get on that position of gold distributor. You know the incentives, you know the stories. You get £1,500 cash bonus. After 10 months, you can get 10 grand check and a mini. You up to SED, and you get a BMW or a new briefcase. What do you have? Well, recently, Richard, my friend Richard, took a briefcase because there was 25 grand in it. You know? But, you know, who really gets these things? It's not like they're in Ireland, well, this guy in America got this. It's people in this room. I'll never cars and basically make as much fun as you want. I hope that's helped you a lot, and I hope I've given you a few practical tips as well. Thanks for listening.